Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is I'm never coming back. Now, this is video number 51. If you have a question you'd like for me to consider featuring on the Love Chat, please write it in a comment below, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe and hit like. Now then, I'm never coming back. This may have been something your ex said to you near the end of the relationship, or maybe after the fact, you may have been doing some begging and pleading, and eventually they turned around and out of anger, they said those words that none of us want to hear, I'm never coming back. And so this is what this video is going to address today. So when you hear this has got to be one of the most painful things that an ex can say to you. And because in that moment that you hear it, your brain is only doing one thing, and it's saying, they mean it, they are never coming back. And, in fairness, even a couple of months later, your brain might still be giving you that same line, but they said they're never coming back. Well, the human state is very impulsive and reactive. We tend to make decisions not based out of emotion, but out of fear, or sadness, or anger, or any flare of emotion that we might have. But it's almost never based in logic. Let me think about what I'm saying. Do I mean it? Was it just the heat of the moment? And so this is likely something that your ex was feeling in that moment. The most common example that I see is that, as I was saying earlier, after a relationship ends, we don't know when to leave our ex alone and realize that after a breakup, they don't want to be talked out of it. They don't want to hear the begging and pleading, and they'll turn from being someone who's generally very loving and caring into someone who is cold and distant and pretty much somebody you don't really recognize as your former partner. But what's important to remember is that they are operating from a state of anger because in their mind, they're trying to convey a point to you that you are not currently listening to. And rightfully so, because after a breakup, we can only think about getting our ex back. And so, of course, we're operating from a point of fear and a point of emotion. And we're not really listening to what they want, because even if we disagree with the breakup, we can realize that they are their own person and they are able to say, I don't want you in my life, just like we were able to say we don't want them in our lives. And so we get very, very, very nervous that we're not going to win them back. We get very in our emotions, and that's where we operate from. And so out of anger, because we constantly keep trying to get them back and we're begging and we're pleading, they say those dreaded words. I don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. I'm not coming back. And as I said earlier, we hold on to that and we believe that just because they've said it means it's true. But if I stub my toe on a dresser and then I scream and I curse and then I'm pissy with my partner for the next minute or so while I'm in pain, of course I don't mean it in the long run, but in that moment, of course I'm in pain, I'm hurt, I'm reacting. And so you have to understand that that's a temporary state. I'm not always going to be in pain and hurt and lashing out. Now, of course, we need to all do better and learn that operating from that emotional place is never the place to go, because somebody's feelings always get hurt. And whenever we lash out like that, it's almost, I think 90% is a safe number. 90% of the time, we regret that we lashed out, and we regret what we said when we lashed out. And so I'm sure that your ex is feeling very guilty about saying that. That's a pretty, let me put it this way, it's a pretty shitty thing to be told. And yet, in that moment, they felt that burst of anger, and that was the only way we would listen. Because during a breakup, both parties want to be heard, and neither party feels like they're being heard. And so what it's important to do is, if you've been told this, please don't take it to heart. Your ex had said it when they were angry with you, when they felt like this was the only way to communicate what they're trying to say, which is, leave me alone, I don't want to be talked out of it right now. So give it some time, give it some patience, work on yourself, follow the no contact, reach out to me or reach out to a therapist, just talk to somebody. And try your best not to be reactive, rather be proactive. Realize that this is a time where you're not going to be able to trust all your thoughts, and that you are very emotionally biased. Talk to somebody who's not in the situation, who can give you a clear, level-headed, unemotional answer. That's all I had for today. If you found my video helpful, I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe and hit like. Please leave a comment below and tell me what topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Also, if you'd like to do a Skype or email coaching, please be sure to visit thelovechat.net/coaching. Until next time.